Right, now we're going to look at using stacking for exposure merging. Here's an example. We've got 7 different exposures because there is too much dynamic range or latitude contained within this scene for the camera to capture in just one exposure. Now, this exposure merging is not necessarily what you refer to as HDR or high dynamic range mapping, but you can use it to produce an average of all your exposures, which can give you a much more usable image. So if we go to File, New Stack, then choose Add, we'll see our images located here. We can shift click to select them all, choose to align them as they were shot handheld, click OK. Okay, so this is what our stacked 7 exposure image looks like with median stacking. By switching to mean stacking, we're automatically seeing a much more usable result. However, we can also investigate mid-range, which, as we can see, gives us a much brighter foreground and more of our highlight detail. So we can then go ahead and manipulate our image as required. Now we can either leave this as a live stack group, which will enable us to tweak it later or perhaps even revise the images that are added into the stack, or we can simply flatten the document or go to Layer and Merge Visible. And this will produce a merged pixel layer which we can then manipulate further. So for example, we could select the Dodge tool, increase the opacity, set the tonal range to highlights, and just further brighten up the foreground, like so. We'll just look quickly at another example. So once again, quite a challenging scene for a camera to capture in one exposure. Again, we can go to File, New Stack, choose to add the images. Once again, choose to automatically align them as they were shot handheld. Okay, so straight away we're faced with quite a dark result. Again, we can experiment with different stacking modes. So we'll go from median to mean, which straight away produces a more pleasing result. So once again, we'll go with a destructive approach this time. We'll go to Document and Flatten. So having stacked our layers together, we can then once again just do a bit of retouching on the foreground using the Dodge brush, just to really bring those tones out. Okay. And so by using exposure merging, we've been able to achieve a very punchy looking foreground whilst retaining the highlight detail that wouldn't really be possible working with a single exposure. We could use one of these underexposed images, but we wouldn't really have enough precision in the foreground detail for a suitable result. So hopefully that's given you some ideas with what you can achieve using exposure merging. If you have any questions or queries, please feel free to ask on the official Affinity forums. Thank you for watching.